I have never done before. So you're going to be learning along with me. I pulled up a video on YouTube of how to clean this guy, but today, while fishing in the creek, I snagged this needle nose gar. Obviously he doesn't have much of a nose left because when I landed him on the bank, I had to shoot him. I didn't want to get bit by that thing because they have some absolutely gruesome teeth. So wasn't no way for me to get my lure back, so thankfully I was packing a 38 and just let him have it. But anyway, so we're gonna try to chop this guy up and see what happens. Stay tuned. So I've got my table all set up here. I got a little cutting board. And what I've seen on YouTube is they said to like nail them into something, but I'm just gonna take this screwdriver and jam it through his head and through one of them holes down there, and hopefully that'll kind of keep him in place. Then got me a pair of side cutters here, and these things are unbelievably tough. Like, I didn't think so. I thought, yeah, right. That's crazy, man. You can hear that snipping. They say to go around the head like that. I already kind of got him started. And then they say, which takes a little while, to go right down the middle of the fish with some scissors, a sawzall, whatever. This is all I have, these little snips, so it may take a few minutes since I'm almost out of battery on this camera. I'm going to shut her off for a second and we'll check back in a minute. Going right down him now with a pair of scissors, and it is tough, but it seems to be working a little bit better. I just kind of had to get him started. If I had a better pair of scissors, it'd probably be a little easier. Anyway, gotta rinse him off a little bit. Seems like we had a doo-doo mess. I did too whenever I landed this thing. I thought, oh my God, what is this? Alright, check back in a minute. Alright, got him cleaned off. We're going to see how this works. They told me to wear a glove. They said because this is sharp skin. So I got him going down on each side and back there around the back fin too. So we're going to see. They said there's a membrane in here to kind of cut through. I'm guessing it'd be just kind of like jerking the tenderloin out of a deer. I'm not sure. But yeah, I can definitely feel that it is. That hide is sharp. Alright. We're going to come down him like this, I guess. And again, don't knock me on the comments too much, guys. I've never done this before. Just did a research for about 10 minutes on YouTube, and this is what I've come up with. I did hear him say that the eggs in these things are toxic, but they don't start having eggs till they're about 6 years old. So these little ones, they said you don't have to worry about it. This is not a big gar at all. It is a needle nose gar, I know that much, here in Missouri. Let's just kind of work down that hide off of it. Very easy to, once you get in there, pretty easy to do. Alright, so now that I've got the hide back on both sides, I can't quite get it to lay down like they did on the video. They said not to go down here too deep on them because you don't want to bust into their guts. So I'm trying to keep from doing that. This is quite an interesting creature though. All I've ever seen them is just around boat docks down at the lake. I've never seen one up close. Pretty creepy. Probably back whenever the dinosaurs were here. Doggone thing looks prehistoric, that's for sure. Alright, so what they told me to do was find its backbone, and they said it had a rib cage that runs way back here, and then just to follow that. So I'm gonna try that. Down around the back of the head, just like a catfish, I guess. The problem is that I've never done this before. But we'll know for next time. It's really not that big of a deal. Tell you the truth. Looks like it does have some red meat on it that's going to have to come off. You say it's worth it though. Following that rib cage down, just like it said. And it seems to end about there, about where the dorsal fin on a normal fish would be. That's just kind of hard to handle. Let's see if I can't get it kind of started up here coming out. Turn loose of it, man. Oh, there we go. Let me just lay her down like that while continuing to bring it to us. A couple of kids over there probably thinking, what the heck is this weirdo doing? Well, to tell you the truth, I have no idea. This is what boredom in the summer looks like for me, guys. Alright. Kind of need another set of hands. Doesn't seem to be much of that back there on the tail, but there you go. There is a needle nose gar fillet. I guess all we got to do now is just repeat on the other side. Well, there you have it, folks. Got two giant fillets in there. I'll clean them up real good. And yeah, once you get to this back fin where his dorsal fin is, which is way back here by his tail, there ain't nothing on there but just red meat, so that's a good place to stop. And it's crazy because like his rib cage goes all the way to right there, you know, from the top of his head to, that's a heck of a set of ribs. And then it just goes to guts after that. And they said don't puncture the abdominal cavity. Looks like I did back there a little bit. And they said you got to beware that they don't have any eggs, and I do not see any eggs in this fish. So they say that's the toxic part of it. I don't know. I have no clue. what I'm doing here, but from what they've said about these things being super duper tough to clean and all, shoot, if the guy just had a better pair of scissors, it wouldn't be that much at all. In fact, I wonder if I could just take like a big old box cutter, one of those razor knives, and just go right down him. I'm not sure if it would handle that or not, because I'm telling you, man, this skin is tough, man. I ain't gonna dull up my knife, but there ain't no way a normal knife could cut it. But anyway, there we go. We'll clean him up a little bit better and cook him up. So off to the gut pile you go. Ugh, slimy son of a gun. That 38 didn't do him no good either, did it? Man, teeth on that guy. Crazy. I definitely wouldn't want to be swimming and have that thing get a hold of, well, anything. Let's just say a toe. Anyway, we're off to the kitchen now. Wild Gains out. Wild Gains fans, we're getting ready to cook this up. I trimmed all of the gunk and red meat off of these. It really turned out pretty nice and white. They've got a real weird consistency to them. They almost feel like raw chicken. So I don't know. They're very firm. We're gonna try it out. Speaking of chicken, I cooked my boys some chicken just in case this turns out absolutely horrible, because I'm not quite sure. What I'm using is a little bit of Louisiana fish fry mix, and I think this made, I don't know, about 14 pieces. So my kid's not much of a fish eater, but my wife and I will give this a shot. So I've got the grease set at about 400 degrees. Drop these in. Had them soaking in salt water here for about, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours. Cleaned them up. See how it goes. I don't know what you can really see right now. I got this camera on my head, so don't really know. But I've wanted to try this for a long time. Out at the little creek by my dad's house, there's a big bridge, a pretty good hole of water underneath it. Whenever it clears up, I always look down there off the bridge and see if there are any fish in there worth fishing for. And there's always, like the last couple of years, there's always been a big gar in there. And this wasn't the biggest one that I've ever seen down there, but I've tried to get him for a couple of years. Finally got him today. Of course, I didn't have my camera with me, but we got her now. So we're gonna cook these up. I don't know if I can fit them all in here or not. I think I'm gonna wait. We're gonna cook up this first batch. I'm gonna make them pretty done. And I'll check back in with you here in a minute. Out. Alright guys, so I got the first batch out. It is really weird. Like, anytime when you poke a fish with a fork, like your fork goes right in it. And this, I'm telling you, man, it doesn't go in there. It is just like the consistency of chicken. Now, some people have told me that this thing tastes like an alligator. You may be thinking, well, Senor Gaines, how do you know what an alligator tastes like? Well, I tried one time at Bass Pro in Springfield. They had alligator bites. To tell you the truth, they weren't very good. So hopefully it's better than an alligator, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. It is very dense meat. I thought it looked like catfish myself whenever I got it done, or got it all cleaned up. But then, you know, just feeling the consistency, you know, like normally whenever you shake a piece of fish off, you got to worry about it coming off your fork. Man, this stuff ain't coming off. It is thick. Yeah! It's gonna be good times, I hope. If not, head back out to the Silver Dollar, Maximo. I don't know. Hopefully this will be all right. That piece is not done. You can tell whenever you poke one and then it starts bubbling a lot. Still got water in it. Kind of see that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it ain't done. And I want this thing done, man. I don't know what I'm eating here. I don't know what this thing's gonna be like. You know, some of my fish I don't like to get them too done, because I do like fish, but I don't like a real fishy fish. Like, you know, sometimes you bite into catfish that hadn't been cleaned right and it about makes you puke. I don't want that. So anyway, we're gonna give these a couple more seconds, then we're gonna head in, give her the final test. Hopefully, it turns out. Later. So, it does look good on my nice platter. All right, heading on into the old casa. See what kind of sides Mama Gaines has for us. Hey, family. Now, for the presentation piece of this, one lucky subscriber knows where this came from. We set her down right there, and voila. Don't get grease on your table that way. Sometimes it drips through my new platter there. So anyway, we'll try her out here in a second. Alright guys, here we are at the Gaines table. We got maw, little weeds, and eggs. So here we go.